how has the vice president on the Democratic ticket changed the race in battleground states, or has it?
Some numbers in a moment, Anderson, but first let's just start with this. I have the map this way because we are now back in what we thought at the beginning of the year, before Biden's debate, before the questions about his age, that this would be the state of the race, right? 6 essentially battleground states. After that debate, remember, the Trump campaign was saying, we're going to put New Mexico in play, we're going to put Virginia in play, we're going to put New Hampshire in play, we're going to run away with this. That was the mood after the Biden-Trump debate. Well, Biden's gone. Harris is the candidate now. So at a minimum, we have reset the map to a traditional battleground state. But remember, after those last debates, it was Trump could win here, Trump could win here, and Trump could win here. Not only did the polls show that, and I'll bring them up, Anderson, but we talked about that after all of my travels into those states. So let's just look a little May and now. Trump ahead in Pennsylvania, you're exactly right. This is no clear leader statistically within the margin of error, but Trump had momentum. This Michigan poll, New York Times, Siena, had Biden ahead slightly. I can tell you from my travels, Trump had momentum there as well. And Wisconsin, tighter, but Trump with momentum. The question is, don't believe any one poll. Which way is the arrow pointing? Who has the momentum? Well, look at this in August now. Harris up a little bit within the margin of error, but in Pennsylvania, up a little bit more in Michigan, up a little bit more in Wisconsin. So what does that mean? That means if the election were tomorrow and the energy and momentum you see out there right now played out, you would get that. And even if Harris lost Georgia, Nevada, and Arizona, she could get to 270 electoral votes. So those 3 states, the blue wall, make all the difference in the Democratic calculation. If she is strong in these, it opens up the possibilities across the Sun Belt.
John, let me just ask you, I mean, when polling says that, you know, that margin of error, though, in those states seemed really big, do those polls then matter? I mean, isn't it essentially still then a toss-up between them?
It is a very competitive race. We cannot say that enough. A very competitive race. And we lived through 2016. We lived through 2020. You should expect a very competitive race. Polling is you poll 800 or 1,000 people in a state. Some polls do 500 people. The statisticians run the margin of error. That shows no clear leader. We're especially cautious here at CNN how we characterize polling. So this is how I do it. Do not believe any one poll. Any one poll is a snapshot. But when you see a bunch of polling, which way, right? Does somebody have clear momentum? Is it a straight line or is it going like this? Right now, in the spring, when I was coming back from those travels, it was going that way for Donald Trump. Right now, it's all Harris everywhere.
One significant change regarding polling is the gender gap, right?
Absolutely. So there's a whole number of things we could break down. But, you know, Randy Kay, for your program, is doing a great series on the 53%, right? The 53. Why? Women are 53% of the population, the voting population, roughly. So if you want to get votes, why don't you go to the big buckets of votes, right? If you can get more women to vote for you, they're a larger slice of the electorate. Look at this. May 2024, again, the battleground polls by New York Times, Siena. Trump and Biden, Trump ahead by 14 points there among men, running roughly even among women. Now look at this. Harris up 20 points, about the same margin among men. Trump still winning among men. But look at this. So you're talking now about Harris's vote in the cities has come up. Harris's vote in the suburbs has come up. You have a woman candidate, a woman of color at the top of the ticket. At the moment, it is making a very big difference in the change in the race.